Most men walk through life blind to the signals women send. Not because they're foolish, because they were never taught. Oh, look. And when it comes to married women, the signals become even more complex, more layered, more silent. She won't tell you she's attracted to you. She won't flirt in obvious ways. She won't send late-night texts or beg for attention. Instead, she leave behind a trail of micro-behavior so subtle, they feel like static in the background. In this, you know how totin'? In? But let them ask you something. Have you ever noticed the way a married woman lingers when you speak? The way her laughter lasts a second too long. Like she's not lying at the joke. But as feeling you give her, or the way her eyes soften. When you say something deep, like she's suddenly in a world where shadows sent to pretend. That's not politeness. That's not coincidence. That's emotional. Because when a woman is marriage, buries her feelings deep under loyalty routine. And the wait af doing right thing, but desire real. Firm and tardy, it doesn't follow. Rules, it leaks. It shows up in her tone, in her present scene. The pauses between her words. It shows up when she asks you about your dreams and listens like no one else ever has. It shows up when she mentions her. What a subtle signal she spanned. But her eyes ask you to say something and never would. And most men miss it. But yeah, want because today we're revealing thief? Subtle signals. A married woman shows when she's secretly drawn to you if she tries to fight. On guesses, these are. Psychological purrs expresses itself. If you're at radio decode, the silent language of family traction, even when it's rapid in wedding vows and careful smiles. Keep watching, because once you learn how to see her signals, you'll never be blind again. Let's get brutally honest for Emma in today's world of attraction. Desma follow the clean-cut lines of fairy tales or romantic movies. It's not always a boot while single people locking eyes across the room. Sometimes desire brews in the most unexpected places. Sameta Mesa woman will be taken with a ring on her finger end. A life that looks complete finds herself magnetically drawn to Eamon, who awakens something she hasn't felt in years. And here's what most men don't understand. Understand Rhea doesn't cancel attraction. It suppresses it. And the more deeply it's buried, the more powerfully it leaks through subtle signals that most guys ignore. But high awareness men like, hey, you can learn to detect those cues with surgical precision. You see, a married woman will never just say she's into you. That will violate everything she's built. The trust they're a teen, the person Ash wears. So instead she hints. She's nosing code. She flirts in shadows, not spotlights. And what makes this topic stop psychologically deep is that sometimes she doesn't consciously know what she's doing. Her behavior shifts, not because she plans it, but because of her subconscious starts craving your presence more than she can admit even to herself. May she laughs too hard at your jokes. May she touches her necklace when you speak. Maybe her eyes sparkle in conversation, then drop when Samia Niels walks. And each of these is a micro-confession, a clue, a breadcrumb on that trail of repressed emotion and feminine longing. But here's the twist. The signals are easy to miss if you're just watching her mouth. You have to watch her silence, her body language, the way she creates excuses to be near you. Or how responds when you leave feast men scary more truth than 1,000 spoken words. And this is where stoic awareness comes in because of the manual does intrigued emotionally. The manual observes with calm detachment. These the one who sees everything Herod's, the undercurrent. It's the secret of stoic awareness. He feels the shift in energy. This video is not about seduction. It's not about manipulation. It's about insight and the inner strength to recognize when a woman is gently inviting. Emotional connection of if society says she shouldn't. In the next few moments, we'll uncover the 5 deeply hidden signs of married. Woman moves off when she's quietly, emotionally, and even erotically drawn to you. If these signs are backed by female psychology fantasy, if you've ever wondered is being polite or is there something more, this is the video that will give you clarity. Stay focused, what you're about to learn may change. How you see every woman haunts your life forever. Sin number one, her behavior changes in you trigger a shift. She can't control a married woman is secretly attracted to you. The very atmosphere around her changes the moment you walk into the room. Most men miss this because that they're focused on what she says. But the truth hides in how she changes her breathing, the way she shifts her weight to Cheshire wrist or arranges a necklace she wasn't even thinking about. All Beckelmine voluntary. Bosses to your masculine senti may suddenly become more animate, more playful or paradoxicaliquite and more reflectively. Therapal effect because your energy enters your emotional space, triggering a ripple effect in her nervous system. This isn't conscious attraction. It's biological and psychological spark she didn't tend, but now can turn off. She might begin fixing her hair one year near glancing at you when you're not looking, laughing at things you say that aren't even funny. She might even seem nervous around you, fidgeting, overing, or blushing over nothing. These aren't performances. These arrow slippages in her emotional armor. Stoic men observe this, not with arrogance, not with ego, but with clarity because real attraction is in the words. It's in the disruption of her self-control sign. Number 2. She shares details that feel personal, but not too personal, Lean. A married woman is drawn to you. She walks a psychological tightrope. She wants to be closer, but she doesn't want to feel like she's crossing a line or is getting caught emotionally exposed. So what does she do? She starts revealing herself just enough. She tells you stories about her past, mentions her childhood memories, shares her favorite books, movies, or things that made her cry. She opens up about a fear, a passion, or a private frustration, and immediately softens it with a laugh. Ori, don't know why I just told you Daffy safe. She opens up. Disclosures are a really test gauging how you'll respond if you lean in and connect deeply without being pushy or needy. Her trust grows. Her emotional walls begin to erode. Not because she wants an affair, but because of her feminine spirit is longing to be felt, not just heard. This kind of emotional vulnerability is attraction in its purest form. A woman won't open up to a man she doesn't feel safe with or curious about when shares her emotional world with you. It means you fail already. Entered at sign number 3. Her eye contact breaks the rules, then hides behind them. When a married woman looks at you a little too long, then quickly looks away. Or when she pretends not to notice you, but checks your reflection a window, a mirror, or a glance when she thinks you're not watching. That's not just observation. That's emotional leck. Her eyes are trying to say whether words can prolong eye contact from a married woman, especially if shadows make it a habit with other cis. One of the clearest unconscious signs of attraction. But what's even more telling us, what happens immediately after if she lows nervously, plays with her hands, or suddenly focuses hard on something. Osha's overcorrecting, trying to regain emotional control. That's how you know it was real. And if she holds that gaze with intensity, softness, or playful collonges letting her guard down, intentionality's not just a look, that's a signal flare. A silent invitation to connect if you have the strength, not to react emotionally. A stoic man never rushes in. Lets her eye speak and listens without chasing the K's. Desire is most powerful when it's unspoken and respected. Sign number 4. Shu subtly compares Sue to her husband without realizing a tone. Of the most overlooked signs is one. A married woman begins bringing her husband into the conversation. Not to build a wall, but to create contrast. You might say things like, my husband, like that kind of movie, but he always have. He never really listens to him like that. Don't get to talk about these things at home. These statements are not about loyalty. They're about emotional testing, opening a window. Not be seen through by others, but just enough for you to notice. She wants to see. Do you offer her excuses? Something deeper, something stronger, something more emotionally grounding than what she already has. And she's not just observing words. She's absorbed into presence, how you make her feel, how you hold space, how you listen without judgment or need. This kind of contrast is powerful and dangerous best. Once she feels emotionally safer with you than the man she sleeps next to her. Attraction shifts from curiosity to emotional dependence. A bond most men didn't even know they're building until it's too late. Number 5 finds excuses to linger in your presence and then feels guilty about it. This is the most solent and telling sign. A married woman who feels drawn to you will find subtle ways to be around you. Maybe she happens to show up where you are or ask you for help with things she could easily do herself, or walk slower when you're nearby, or starts conversation shit don't really need to happen just to keep you talking. But what's more revealing than her desire to around you? Her behavior afterward. Her behaviors act distant or overly formal irrevocates. Her attraction left a trace of guilt. She treat a reset to emotionally pulled back token herself. It's not happening, beauty. It is anthe back and forth is absolutely shavel-ready blurred. A stoic man doesn't exploit. The seed doesn't push or provoke simply remains present. Strong-centered because he knows that real power isn't in taking what isn't your sights and understanding what others are afraid to admit. When a married woman seeks your presence or resisted, then seeks it again, it means your emotions are now entangled with you. And sometimes that's a more powerful attraction than anything physical truth. Most men never realize until it's too late. When a married woman shows subtle signs of attraction, it's not just a boo-too. It's about what you awaken in her. It's about a piece of her that's being quiet for too long, a part of her that's still alive, still vibrant, still searching for a spark that reminds her. Well, she was before the routines, the obligations, the silent emotional disc, aniki. As a man grounded in stoic presence spoke home, more than a temptation. You've come a mirror, one that reflects not just her beauty, but her desire to outro alive again. And that's where their all power lies, because attraction especially from someone who's taken Israel about crossing lines. It's about connection. It's about feeling understood in a world that's stopped listening. It's about a man who doesn't treat a possess but witnesses, who doesn't seduce but sees, who doesn't chase but stands still powerfully. You don't need to make her yours. You just need to become the kind of off-man who makes her question why Sheffield's so drawn to you in the first place. And that, brother, is the essence obsolento minones of grounded masculinity, of living in such a way that women notice them, not because of your words, but because of your presence. If this massage awakens something in you, if you've started to recognize signs used to look, then it's time to stop playing game like every other man. You were made to be average. You or me. Observe deeper, speak less, radio to more. So, here's your next move. Hit that subscribe button, not just for contempt, but for clarity. Turned on the notification bell because the next video might reveal something that rewires how you every woman from this moment forward. And drop a comment below. It choose presence over pressure. Let Thorold know you're not here twice. You're here to embody what most men fear. True masculines still miss. This is timeless truths, where attention eyes earneth through restraint. Where women chase what they can't quite define and where silently and powerfully become forgettable. I'll see you in the next.